Hello YouTubers, and today I'm going to be reviewing this, which is the 15th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver from Joy to the World. So this is another Character Online exclusive, and yes, it is 40 bloody quid, which, yeah, I'll get onto that later at the end. So this isn't a surprise to me. In fact, I literally predicted it in previous ones, because yeah, of course they were going to do a bunch of different variants of this, since the Sonic Screwdriver itself in the show has a bunch of different colours and that throughout its first, throughout season 1, and this is the one from Joy to the World, which, to be honest, looks a lot more pink and that in person and that than it did on the pictures. Now, I know there is a pinkish version of the prop, and I don't know if this one matches it a little bit more. I don't know. I mean, it does match Joy to the World and that fairly well, though I will say one thing about this. This doesn't have the metallic finish, at least not on the pink sections, compared to the electric blue of the previous Sonic Screwdriver. Which, yeah, like, people saying, oh, that's the reason why, it's £40, nah. It does have that sort of metallic-y, shiny type silver, but again, like, the Cybermen and B&M sets had the exact same shiny type silver as this. It does thankfully have the exact same sound and light effects as the previous Deluxe Edition. This feels actually a little bit stiffer, actually. But that also means we've got the annoying... Hold down the button, press down the button 15 times, hold down on the 15th, open up the slider, and then... that's interesting. Is it not going to do it? Let's try that again. There we go, there we go. But yeah, it still has the Master's laser screwdriver sound effects for whatever reason. So as I said, all the same sound effects and that as the previous Deluxe Edition. So it should, for £40 bloody pound. And yeah, this is just overpriced. This is just overpriced. And that. Like, would I call it a rip-off? I'm not sure. I don't like doing this with the sound. I'm just doing this for demonstration, but it does make the sound effect when you rotate it round. But I suggest you don't rotate it round. And the reason I suggest that is because basically on my other deluxe one, the one I eventually got that was in okay condition, I could see teeny tiny marks there just starting to form whenever you rotated it round. And I rotated it round a grand total of 4 times. And it was starting to show some marks. So yeah, this is not particularly well designed. It honestly, like, all the weight is in here, and it doesn't feel particularly well built. I wouldn't be surprised in the future that, if this was the good old days when kids actually did buy the Sonic Screwdrivers, basically, I doubt any of them would survive, because they're not particularly... they don't feel particularly solid, these ones. They do, they're not as bad as Jodie Whittaker's, but still not great. And also, being an online exclusive means you have to order from Character. And I ordered 2. And one to keep box, one to open, though I ended up opening both because the first one I opened... don't know if you can see that. There's a little white mark just there. Now, I don't know whether they've just missed the paint when they were painting it in the factory, or whether the paint has scuffed off at some point when it's, being put in the box or something. Either the paint was scuffed off on that one, or it was never painted properly. So I've had to ring Character, and I'm going to have to send it back, and everything, and blah, blah, blah. Great, here we go again. So, yeah. At least this one is alright. So, yeah. So, thankfully, the other one just needs to look nice in its box, so I won't open it. Speaking of the boxes as well, this is the one I opened. You can see it's got some dings on the corner and that. I'm amazed it wasn't more damaged. because of the amount of damage on the outer boxes, which again are these flimsy as hell cardboard boxes. Like, you know, you're paying 40 quid for this thing. Like, come on, package it better than this, because this is not how they used to package things. They used to put them inside another box to protect this, because these boxes, they're not actually designed to be sent in the post, at least originally. Now, these boxes originally, their original purpose and why they're so thin was basically this is how they're shipped to the factory in. They're shipped inside a massive box, and inside are a load of these smaller boxes to keep them, you know, safe. So yeah, I will say though, this thing does change light slightly to a more orangey colour depending on the lighting. And to do this, I'm going to have to take the camera off its tripod and to show you here, just because in this lighting, this is the only way I can get it. But you can see here, it looks more orangey and that in this lighting. Whereas in more natural light, it looks pink. Whereas here, it looks more orange. And I think the reason is because it's directly under my light above there. But yeah, it is nice that it does change lighting effects and that, you know, depending on the lighting. But again, for me, like, honestly, like, if it's just overpriced and that for the money. Like, there's no way on earth you can tell me that this is, you know, worth or has another £15 worth of worth to it compared to its standard edition, which is still the one I recommend to most people. And also, that one, I think, went on a very, very slight sale. I think I don't know if it was Argos or somewhere else, where it was like £23 instead of 25. But yeah, and I know there's going to be people saying, oh, well, you know, you complain about it, yet you bought. Yeah, I still like this. But I still can think it is absolutely overpriced. And that. And yeah, I don't know if I'll buy all of them, but I did quite like the look of this one and the fact that, oh, you can just about see it there when it catches the light, that it does change to a more orangey and that colour. But yeah, now the question is, which one would I recommend? This one, the previous deluxe version. We'll take the retail out of that because that is the one I recommend, you know, to most people who only just, you know, just want a sonic screwdriver, 15th Dr. Sonic. And the thing is, it kind of depends. Like, for me, for most people, if you were going to get one of the two deluxe versions and that, I don't know. If you had a retail release, then maybe it's worth pairing up with this one. If you already previously had both, you know, this is obviously just a colour change and that. And also it's interesting, Shooty Gabba now seems to use the sonic screwdriver this way, which is upside down, which I can't fathom how, because literally you have to go fiddling around for the button and that, but that's how he seems to use it now. But yeah, it's like one of those things, it's just like, yeah, it's a different colour and that, but God, it's a real expensive one. I'm surprised it's Character Online exclusive. No doubt, I wouldn't be surprised in the US if Forbidden Planet got their own exclusive colour. There's that more yellowy type one and that as well. But yeah, is it worth it? No, it's not really worth the money. Do I still like it? Yes, but God, these things need to be packaged better and that when sent in the post, especially when you're paying that much for this bloody thing. So yeah, there we go, people, there we go.